everyone. Today we are going to make a self-portrait. So before we start, I wanted to tell you what a self-portrait is. If I were to do a self-portrait, I would be either painting or drawing or doing a sculpture of myself. So it's almost like a selfie, but in art form. If I'm going to make a portrait of another person, I would have them sit in front of me and I would go ahead and paint or draw them, or I might sculpt something to look like them. And it's usually the head and the shoulders. So today we are going to learn how to make some self-portraits, but first I'm going to give you some examples of some famous self-portraits and then some famous portraits. Here is a self-portrait of Vincent van Gogh, a famous artist from the Netherlands. Notice the different shades of blue and notice the wavy lines in the background. In this one, here he is again. This time he is injured. Look at the complementary colors between the green and the red. This self-portrait belongs to Frida Kahlo, a famous artist from Mexico. She did a lot of self-portraits because she was sick a lot. So she didn't have a lot of guests. So she concentrated a lot of time just looking at herself in the mirror and doing different backgrounds. This most recent artist is, the name is Andy Warhol, and he is from the United States, and he is associated with pop art. This self-portrait belongs to Norman Lewis, and he is also an artist from the United States. He lived in Harlem, and he was a really important part of the Harlem Renaissance and Expressionism. This is the painting of the Mona Lisa. This was painted by Leonardo da Vinci, and this comes from a long, long time ago. A long time ago, we didn't have cameras, we didn't have iPhones, we didn't have a way to document other than painting. So people, mainly rich people, they would sit down and an artist would paint their portrait. So if you go to an art museum and you see portraits, they're usually of very wealthy people. This is a portrait of Alma Thomas, a famous artist from the United States. And this is done by looking at a photograph of the artist herself. Someone saw this photograph and then painted a portrait of the famous artist. Okay, so now you have some information about self-portraits and portraits. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try to draw ourselves. So what you're going to need is a piece of paper. Your white copy paper will do fine, a pencil, and if you happen to have a mirror is really helpful so you can create different facial expressions, or you can see how your eyebrows might scrunch up a certain way if you draw a certain expression. A mirror is a really handy tool for you to have for this as well. All right, so go ahead and get those supplies ready and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I have my paper in front of me. I have my mirror in front of me too. I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do this, and then you can go ahead and try to do this on your own. So in order for me to draw my self-portrait, remember that it is my head, and then it's going to be my shoulders. It's not going to be my entire body. All right, so what we usually do, we first start off with an oval shape, and that's going to be for your face. All right, so that's going to give me enough space for my neck, and then enough space for my shoulders, and enough space for my hair. Now your eyes, a lot of people, they draw their eyes up here when they first start drawing their portrait. And really, our eyes are about halfway down on our face because that gives us plenty of room to have our eyebrows and then our forehead and then our hair. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start, and I'm going to draw these football shapes, and those are going to be for my eyes. Now inside of my eyes, I'm trying to minimize my glare as much as I can. Inside of my eyes, I have what is called an iris, and that is the colored portion of your eye. My eyes are brown. You might have blue eyes, you might have green eyes, you might have hazel eyes. So that's going to be that colored portion. Now inside of that, if I look at my eye, then I have a smaller circle, and that smaller circle is black. And that is for my pupil. And that is actually the part of my eye that does the seeing. Okay, so now I'm looking at my details, and I can see that I have an eyelid on both of my eyes. I've got some eyelashes. I've got some eyelashes on my bottoms as well, though not very much. I've got some eyelashes down there too. Now I've also got some eyebrows. So I'm going to draw. I might have a little bit. Now remember, your face is going to be different than my face. I'm looking at my mirror, and I'm trying to draw what I see. Okay, so I've got that part. Now for my nose comes about down here. I'm just going to keep that part for my nose. Now I think the way that I want to draw myself today, I'm looking at my smile. All right, so I've got my big, huge smile. I'm going to draw my mouth just like this. Woo! Got some teeth. I don't think I'm going to draw all my teeth. You kind of get the idea. And I definitely don't see that on the bottom part. So I have my lip. All right. And then I've got my ears, but my ears are kind of hidden from my hair. My hair is grown out. So that's like the bottom part of my face. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my hair. I've got a part over here. My hair comes down just like this. And I have a nice big huge barrette in my hair today. Okay. Oh, and after all, my hair is pretty even. All right, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to draw my neck, and my neck comes from my chin area. A lot of people, when they draw their neck, they draw it like this. They draw it super, super skinny. Your head is not on a skinny little thing like that. It's pretty big. So I'm going to draw my neck coming down like that. Today I am wearing a turtleneck sweater. So I'm going to draw my turtleneck sweater coming down like this. And it's got some ridgy lines on it. And then I've got my shoulders. Just like that. Okay, now I don't really like how my lip came out right here, or I really don't like my teeth, how that came out. So you can always go back and you can erase something. I want to draw that so it's a little bit more even, just like that. And I'm just going to on your teeth. That's good. Just gonna draw my teeth like that. All right, so, oh, and I want my hair to come down further. My hair is now really long. So I'm gonna erase these lines. And that's gonna give me the line for my hair. Oh, I'm gonna erase the line over here. Oh, cool. Okay, all right, so that is my self-portrait. The next thing that you're going to do is you are going to work on coloring your self-portrait, all right? So go ahead and draw your self-portrait, and then we will go ahead and work on the coloring part. Okay, so now for this next part, you are going to work on your coloring. And remember when we went through the skin colors and we were trying to figure out the different combinations of the colors? That's when that part comes in handy. Because I want us to really focus in and look at your mirror if you need to. So if I were to look at my mirror, let's see if I can do this. I can see that I am definitely not pink. I'm not green. I'm not orange. I'm a different combination of these little different colors that I have in my crayon box. So what I did is I turned my paper over and then I started to grab my crayons from my coloring box. And I figured out that I'm kind of a combination between this color and this color. So I use these. I thought I'm lighter than this color, right? I'm lighter than that, though not by much. And then I'm darker than this color. And even if you look at the camera, it kind of does look like I'm pink in certain spots. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to color this color first, the tanner color, and then I'm going to color the chocolate on top of that. And that should give me my skin color. All right. And then also in my eyes are pretty dark. So I think I'm going to do my eyes first. And even I know that my eyes have a little bit of like tan in them. I look different colors too. All right. So then when I color, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color my face with my first color. And I love turning my paper when I color. Okay, so I'm just working on coloring. Remember, it's a good idea just to try to start off light, and then you can keep on working on your coloring as you go. And I'm going to start putting my darker color on top of that. Oh, wrong color. I was thinking, oh, that's a little bit darker than what I was expecting. I was like, because that's a little bit darker. So I'm just going to keep on coloring my face color. And then if you want to like give yourself a little bit of a different color on your cheeks, you can do that. But we're working on combining the different colors to really create our face. And remember, you always want to focus in on craftsmanship. And even though it really doesn't look like it. Wow, that's so funny. I'm going to give myself some eyeliner. Okay, so keep working on your face. Take your time. And then make sure that you send in a picture of your self-portrait for this week. All right. So have some fun. Okay, so now for this last part, we have to work on our background. So what I'm going to do, I think yellow, the complementary is like a purpley. That is actually purple. So I think I'm going to choose the yellow that's in my sweater. And I'm just going to take, you can do whatever you want. If you want it to be a solid background, you can do a solid background. Just don't have it be white just because you have all of this space. You can put little hearts, you can put polka dots, you can put all sorts of things. I'm just going to take 2 crayons and I'm going to put them together. And I'm just going to make just some loopy lines around. I'm going to turn it. Just for fun. But remember, you can do what you want. You can draw pictures. Try different things. Try dashes. I'm just doing it to fill up that space so it's just not empty. I really wish my document camera was a little bit better because it does not look, oh, it looks okay. All right, so make sure that you work on your background as well. All right, have a great time.